Let's start with, what do you define as success?
Success, yeah. So I think success, and that was the one I would answer first. Is success is purpose, finding purpose, which is something that is not quantifiable. There's no monetary attachment to it, no kind of degree statement or any kind of thing like that. It's finding what you like to do and constantly working at that. So the more you work at it, the more successful you'll become. So if you like something within the art space, something within science, within STEM, within any type of space that you know in your heart of hearts, this is what I want to do, and you constantly work at it even while you've achieved it, that's success. So success has no end game, right? Success is constant improvement, constant consistency. Being consistently constant at what you want to do is how one can define success. If you notice, what I just said really has no definition then. Because that has no end. Success has no end. No matter what you want to become, there's always more to do, because the world is constantly changing and your likes and dislikes, and it's constantly improving. So success to me is finding what you want to do and constantly doing it.
My name is Anthony Joshua. I attended Miami Car City High School. I'm a physical therapist. Success is anything that makes you happy that you're able to do.
My name is Marielle Bell. I'm an attorney. I graduated from Jefferson High School in 2006. My definition of success is living to your fullest potential. Figuring out what it is you really want to do in life, not just what's going to bring you the most money, because money will come. Just find out what it is you're truly passionate about, and then pursue that and do it to the best of your ability.
You can't get around hard work. There's no shortcut to hard work or to where you want to go. If there is, don't take it, because it will lead you down the wrong path. You need a good cohort of friends to keep around you for that support. Whether it's family or friends, you need people around you. So the saying that you can do things by yourself is false. Nobody has made it to the top without people.
Hi, my name is Adeloni Adelake. I graduated from North Miami Beach Senior High School, class of 2005. I am currently the activities director at North Miami Beach Senior High School. My parents weren't U.S. citizens at the time, so they came in, and what they raised us on is what they went through. And I watched my parents go through what they've gone through and the steps that they're telling us to go through, and I see it and I watch them, and they're very successful. So for me, it's like, why not follow their footsteps so I can also be successful?
Hi, my name is Paul Agbayekbe. I went to Miami Northern Senior High School. I graduated in 2004. I am currently an attorney working in Miami. So I was fortunate enough to have some good mentors along my path. In high school, I had a mentor through the JROTC program at Norland, and on my law school journey, like right after high school, I was fortunate enough to meet another mentor. She's an attorney in Miami, and she noticed my competitiveness and kind of shifted it a little bit and focused me more on academics than I was previously. And she kept challenging me to me becoming more aware of what's going on in society, and thinking, okay, I could do this stuff. It was challenging. There was a lot, when I first started reading, there was words. Sometimes I get frustrated with these big books. Sometimes there's words. I need to have a dictionary with me. I didn't know what those words meant, but as you keep doing it, it's about continuing to work the process. You learn the words, you read more books, and everything becomes more natural.
Peter Agbayekbe. I went to Miami Northern High School, and I'm an attorney. Well, the small steps for me were learning how to study correctly, because effective studying is very important. There's different study techniques depending on your study style. Some people are oral learners or audible learners. They need to hear it. Some people need to see it. I'm a kinesthetic learner, so I'm all around. I need to do everything possible to learn. So once I learned what my learning style is, then it made it easier for me to learn how to study, because then I could study for my style. So after I learned what my study style is, I was able to read information about my study style, and then I could study effectively and pass my classes.
So to get to where you need to go, there's milestones and there's goals. So you plan reasonable goals that you can achieve. It's not saying I want a mansion. That's not a goal that you're going to achieve by tomorrow. You say little things. Okay, by this time I'm going to save about $200, and then saving $200, I'll save $1,500. You move in a way that you can reach your goals, and so you can look back and say, hey, I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and now I'm on number 6, and that's how you do it.
A routine is, like the next, I guess, is an essential step of excellence. So as we know, excellence is not by chance or a mistake. Excellence is something that you practice every day. So with that definition, we have to understand, in order to be excellent at whatever we may do, a routine is necessary. A certain amount of discipline, a certain amount of order. You can use whatever terms you want. You can call it the process, if need be.
A routine is the roadmap to your life. I mean, in order to get to where you're trying to get 2 or 3 years from now, it kind of starts with where you're trying to go from the morning to the evening part of your day. So I think just having the routine kind of keeps you focused so that you can ultimately reach those larger, more long-term objectives.
Okay. Malika Canesby, Stranahan High School, class of 2005. And what was the last part?
Occupation.
Occupation, mechanical engineer. It's important because it's one of those things where, as I said before, it's a step to excellence. So routine is necessary for me, as in practicing the basics. So if I'm looking at a new job, it's going to be something that I've already done. And you should take, learning is cumulative. Whatever we do learn, we should go ahead and attain and apply it, because that's what knowledge is. It's applied learning. We should take that and apply that to the new experiences that we do, I guess, encumber or, get to throughout life. So in saying that a routine is important, of course it's important. It's something that we need to do in order to continue to grow in whatever career path we want, personal paths, what have you. A routine is necessary for growth all around. There's no way that you're going to be doing it. There's no one that you look at and admire as being the best at whatever who doesn't have a routine. We all know about Kobe's routine of, a couple hundred free throws after practice. We all know Jordan practiced the basics, and he said that numerous times. I'm sure LeBron has one. Some of the engineers I personally look up to and admire, they have routines. Everyone has something. People who are in the music industry, they also have a process, and that's what everybody wants to know. Hey, what's your process? What are you doing? How do you get here? It's a routine. It's a ritual. It's something that you do to empower yourself and get better in order to move forward.
For someone who doesn't have a true routine, I would say start by having things on your calendar that you have to do every single day. You may start your routine just by brushing your teeth in the morning, or start your routine by making time A and time B the time that you drive to and from school or to and from work. So starting with those things, and then slowly start to incorporate parts of your day that maybe you haven't necessarily made time for, but set a specific time to do these things, and then actually do them at that time, that period of time.
My name is Modupe Olushola Ale. I graduated from American Senior High School, go Patriots, in 2009. And I am a registered pharmacist. I have a license in Florida as well as Texas.
Say what?
Say what? Stop playing. How do I start creating my routine? I set my routine by learning myself and setting my routine based on what works best for me. I'm the early bird that gets the worms, all the worms, right? Mm-hmm. And I know that I work best in the morning. So I need to wake up 5 a.m. to maximize that sunlight, that daylight, in order to get what I need to get done. And I always start with the hardest thing. So if I start with the hardest thing, that makes everything else easy. The hardest thing is usually the most inconvenient thing to do. So if I know I work best in the morning, I need to start with the hardest things first. Once that's out the way, my day gets easier. And it needs to become easier because as the sun goes down, my brain activity follows. It just starts to shut off. So yeah, I start by, again, learning myself and basing my routine off how I know I work best. I'd say my motivating factor is to eventually branch off into my own and create something for myself where I don't necessarily have to be an employee. I can work for myself and create jobs for other people.
Kenneth Ejene, William H. Turner Tech, class of 2005, attorney at law. I had to really want it. I failed a lot. Like, I didn't pass the bar the first time. I did horrible on the LSAT. I took the LSAT 3 times. I took the bar 3 or 4 times. So for me, I had to fail a lot. And I had to realize that this is something that I really, really want. And what is it that I need to sacrifice to be able to make this dream happen? Because I couldn't picture me doing anything else. I wasn't good enough at science, so I thought. I wasn't good enough at math, so I thought. Because I felt limited in these other areas, but I felt like I was a great communicator, a great advocate for people, that this is what I could do, this is how I could use my talents to help people and to make a living for myself that I'd be proud of, my parents would be proud of, and that I can ultimately enjoy and actually help people.
All right, so Michael Ale, went to American High School in Miami, Florida, graduated 2005. Current occupation is a pharmacist. Have been one for the last 10 years now. So far so good. Sorry. I want to use my skills to implement change, to implement change in my environment. So that's what keeps me going every day. Waking up, of course, can be difficult, but having that routine, having that consistent drive to improve, not only myself, not only my field, but my community around me, is what drives me and what makes me want to be continually successful.
What made me want to be an entrepreneur? The ownership of my time. I 100% believe in using my time to my benefit. Time is a non-renewable resource. Time is not something that you can get back. Time is the only thing we have, really. And so if I'm able to own my time, I'm able to maximize my time. And if I'm able to maximize my time, I'm able to enjoy my life more fully. I'm able to enjoy my life more wholeheartedly. There's nothing like ownership, particularly there's nothing like ownership of my time in my life.
My parents raised me and my siblings in a very strict household in which not being successful wasn't an option. So being raised on those morals, I had no choice but to be successful, and that's what I still instill now into my kids and where I work at now.
I want to be able to say, you know, I'm going to take the day off. I'm going to take the week off to go to Indonesia, to go to New Zealand, to go to Australia, without having to ask anyone's permission. That's the most important thing to me in life. That is really my number one motivation, is owning my time fully and truly.
How would one best prepare for new challenges?
For challenges. So challenges will come. That's the point of it. I feel like the more challenges you get, the more affirmative you should be in your decision making. Meaning that if you decide to become a doctor, for example, or anything in STEM or in law, and you're constantly being challenged and challenged and challenged, that should be a sign to you that you're on the right path, because you're using these challenges to become more and more successful. The more challenges you face and the more you overcome is to me proof that you're doing the right thing. Because if it was easy, then everybody would have did it. If there was no challenges to be had, there's no testimony to be given. So
I don't think it's not about not failing. So I don't look at it as I don't want to not fail at this, because I can ultimately fail at this. But it's about picking myself back up. It's about understanding what the goal is. That's my drive. My drive is what the goal is what is my purpose. I found my purpose, and I know that ultimately when a door gets closed on me, then that means another door is supposed to be open for me.
My name is Stacy. I went to Louisville High School. Current profession is a dental student. High school was hard, so how did I get through that? First, I always stay positive because I know the journey is long. So staying positive, have a good support system, and then also building the skills of practicing, having discipline, knowing what it takes to get there, just being aware of what you have to do in order to make it there.
It's when you continue doing things, it becomes easier. If you like playing basketball and you spend 3, 4, 5 hours a day playing basketball, you're gonna get better at it. If you spend time reading, you're gonna get better at it. And so it's just knowing what your goal is, knowing that for me, I wanted to provide a good life for my family, and just continue to keep reading, keep studying, keep reading books and newspapers, and expanding my vocabulary and practicing the LSAT, and eventually get better at it.
So to get through the training, I just reminded myself, this is what I want. I finally have my chance to do what I've always wanted to do, and I need to take advantage of it. That doesn't mean it was easy. It was difficult on many days. On many days it was difficult. Yeah, I have people I could talk to, because when it's difficult, you need to let that frustration go. So I understood that people deal with struggles, and my mentor gave me the book of several people who struggled and became successful despite their struggles. It helped me so that when I'm dealing with difficult times, I say, okay, other people in history had to struggle before they get to success. And it helps me to endure my struggles a little bit easier before I get to my success.
You gotta work hard. You gotta reading the books, taking the LSAT test. It takes a lot of practice. I was fortunate enough to have a mentor who helped me, and we had our schedule. I would study X, Y, and Z. Eventually, we'd come and have to take practice tests. I took multiple practice tests, and it's a routine that you have to build so that you get comfortable and you get better. And when you practice, you do get better at whatever you want to do in life. You have to practice, you have to set your routine, you have to be driven. And for me, my drive was I'm competitive naturally, and then also I want to provide a good lifestyle for my family.
Yes, you want a well-rounded life. Gravitating towards people who are like-minded like you, whether it be your siblings or maybe if you have like your friends, your social life, your family, even if it's a really small group, just trying to find them and just...
It's just, you have to expect that challenges will come in many, many forms, whether it be people questioning your position in said area, or your background, or your environment, or wherever you may come from. That's to be given. The world is a challenging place, and we're all trying to make the best of it that we can. But, kind of facing the music, rising to the grind, rising to the occasion is what makes the success sweeter. That's what gives it its fulfillment. That's what gives it its purpose. If you were just walking in a place and you just got the job, then there'd be no satisfaction to that. So that's my biggest kind of recommendation or advice, is that challenges will come. Now, preparation for challenges, you putting in the 10,000 hours, you studying, you being disciplined, having that consistent routine, again, like we said, is what makes the process sweeter. Because you know that the challenges will come and you prepare for it anyway. Oh man, it's a feeling that can't be matched. I mean, ask anyone who's achieved what they wanted to achieve in spite of obstacles and challenges. They'll tell you some of the most enduring parts, some of the most satisfactory parts was when they felt maybe at their lowest, or felt maybe defeated, and then still overcame that. So that's kind of my advice or recommendation there. Just challenges will come, but be prepared for it. Smile in the face of adversity.
I would tell a younger version of myself, don't waver. Just remain steadfast in your pursuit. Don't waver.
First, I wish I would have taken school seriously and graduated high school with a higher GPA. Even though I was a student athlete, I did the bare minimum, so I was an average student. But I take that for granted because I feel like I could have, my higher education choices would have been broader. So my younger side would say, one, procrastination, don't do it, because that's what I felt like was my biggest, fault. And so I wish I wouldn't have done that. Even in my first 2 years of college, I kind of wasted a lot of time there too, procrastinating, failing classes and everything like that. So I would say my main thing I would tell my younger self was to stay focused and complete the task when it's first given.
That's right. Again, it's finding new, never being comfortable in the position that you're in. So No matter what ranking or title or certificate that you hold, you know within, because I love to do this that much, that's not the end goal for me. Even being successful as well too is part of it. It's like the field that I'm in. Not only when I want to be a part of it, I want to change it. I want to improve that field. I love this specific area of either medicine or law or engineering so much is that I see the flaws in it as well. I see how I can use this to impact my neighborhood, my community, my environment, and I want to change it to fit, to improve the world, to improve my society, so my area. So that's the motivation I use to keep at it.
I think the biggest obstacle, my biggest obstacle is myself. So I would say to my younger self, it just will take some time. It will take a lot of work. It will take sacrifice, but it will happen. So just remain on the course that you are on because you're going in the right direction.
It's a journey. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. So I don't look at other people and say that I need to be where they're at. No, I need to be where I am and to be where I'm going. Now, it's okay to look at someone and be motivated by it. I'm motivated by my brothers and sisters who are doing awesome. When I see them doing awesome, then it makes me say, okay, I can't just be chilling. I can't just rest on any laurels. I need to keep going. So that's the only time I would say looking at someone else is good, but not to look at someone else and say that they're doing better than me and then now it's woe is me, because it's not woe is me. It's all in my own hand and it's all in someone else's hands. And you can do anything truly that you set your mind to.